Jason, just a minute ago before we rolled cameras, you said something extremely intriguing to me. Why don't you say it again?
Tim, as part of our ongoing series of government versus encryption,
Yes.
I really thought it was important to talk about something the UK is doing. The UK Online Safety Act in January 2026
Okay.
came up with this idea of a preemptive scanning mandate. In other words, client-side scanning.
A preemptive scanning mandate. What are they scanning for?
Well, if you can't break encryption, if you don't have a warrant to get the keys,
Yeah.
what's an easier way to get the data on people's endpoints?
To scan it
On the endpoint.
on the actual device.
Client-side scanning.
So how do they propose technically that this will be accomplished?
It means that they're going to force vendors who sell hardware,
So you mean like Dell or like Microsoft?
or Apple, or Android.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the application level, right?
And okay, so let me get this straight. We're saying that by law, the UK is going to require that if I provide or sell a device inside its national borders, that provider, Dell, Microsoft, Android, will have to basically provide a back door.
Yeah.
Or will scan everybody and
Yeah. So let's think. I think the real targets of this, Tim, because they were the ones most like making the most noise of, hey, we're out if you do this, UK. And of course, WhatsApp and Signal.
sure.
The UK is basically saying, hey,
So
we're not going to beat your encryption.
Right.
We're not even going to have to.
we talked about this in an earlier episode where you can have an end-to-end encrypted device on your mobile phone for communication, but if somebody can get inside the software of the end where it decrypts to give it to you, or where you input before it encrypts, you can just log everything at that point.
That's right, Tim. We are talking about that. So this is now.
So how do they know if I download WhatsApp and stick it on my phone? How do they know if I'm in the UK? Is it based on my carrier? What if I'm on Wi-Fi?
No, I don't think it's about you as an American citizen walking around in the UK with WhatsApp or Signal on your phone.
Okay.
This is about if somebody is downloading it in the UK,
Okay.
they will get versions. Like, don't forget, this kind of reminds me of Australia not needing not having to follow the laws of physics.
Right.
I don't think the UK has completely figured this out either.
Well, this also reminds me of Australia telling me that if you link to a third party like a news source, then you're going to have to pay a royalty to them.
Oh, in Canada, we did not have news from that you could access from several providers.
Yeah.
Google News.
Right, because they just shut it off. Yeah, absolutely. So I guess you could do that. I guess you could prevent download. You could say, we're going to track you, and if your IP appears to be inside the UK, if you're coming from a perspective that's in the UK, then we'll just not let you download the app.
That's right.
So, do I even need to go on this rant again?
Tim,
I mean, when countries do this, they're hurting their own citizenry.
Swiss data sovereignty in late 2025, the Swiss government actually said nobody in our country should or could use, be careful with my language because I don't know exactly what the law says, but SaaS solutions such as Microsoft 365, anything for sensitive government work, etc., banned.
Right. Can't use Microsoft Office 365. What is the harm that comes from that to your own populace being able to be productive information workers?
Office 365, when it is implemented correctly, is possible of end-to-end encryption, and the Swiss government don't want it.
Yeah. See, it's just the people they're hurting are every law-abiding man, woman, and child who lives in their borders.
Yeah. So we are going to be dealing with two-tier internet. We're going to be dealing with jurisdictions where end-to-end encryption is allowed,
Right.
and jurisdictions where it is not. And you will be using different versions of software or be banned from using certain types of software.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. And, there's not really a concept. Like, if you're doing this on a PC, you might have a VPN. There's plenty of ways that you can access the internet from a different place. But I don't know anybody who has the equivalent of a VPN on their phone, right? Where you can sit on my phone inside of Canada and declare that I'm in the US.
Yeah, this is the point. It's below that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I just wanted to report that, Tim. This came out late in the year. We had so much going on.
We've had busy.
We didn't touch,
it was a busy January for sure.
but there we are.
All right, there we are. Crazy. Once again, crazy. Thanks, Jay.